G'day everyone, welcome to another instalment of Your Town, Your Ground on the My Blue Heaven YouTube channel. I've been wanting to come to this ground for a period of time now, and I'm glad I've come here today because apparently in the not too distant future there are going to be some significant upgrades to Kevin Shorten Reserve in West Footscray, the home of the West Footscray Football Club, the Roosters, in second division of the Western Region Football League. And I must say, this is one of the most unique grounds you could ever come to. Modest, minimal, somewhat ugly. It beggars belief how this ground here in West Footscray, really the heart of West Footscray now, the trendy West Footscray, can be used as a senior ground. Let's take a look around. Let's have a chat about Kevin Shorten Reserve, and it is rather short. It's 140 metres in length and 100 metres wide when you drive past this ground on Essex Street. If you've never been here before, you immediately think, shit, that is a tiny ground, and you think this is purely a junior football ground. It's got a turf wicket here, so there's cricket played here in the summer months. But no, there is regular senior football played at this ground every second Saturday throughout the winter, and I can only imagine how muddy this ground gets. And I didn't realise it was actually built on an old quarry. Thus, why the surface and how hilly it is, that is the reason. And this club, to their credit, have been lobbying really hard for a period of time to have some significant upgrades done to the ground itself, the surface, but also the facilities here as well. I think the pavilion will stay, but there are some plans of trying to lengthen and widen the ground. So that's going to be great to see in the near future. And I can only imagine being a senior football, because the junior program here is really strong. The Footscray community is really strong, but trying to get prospective recruits to this football club outside of West Footscray would be really hard, given the nature of this ground. It's not a place where you rock up for an interview with a coach in regards to playing here and going, shit, I'd love to train on this ground. Shit, I'd love to play on this ground. That's the feeling I get. The club itself is very old, 92 years old, formed back in 1932, and was really strong back in the halcyon days. We're in Division 1 of the old Footscray District Football League back in the day. Won premierships in Divi 1 in the 70s and 80s. But since then, it's been lead pickings for West Footscray, predominantly been in Division 2 and Division 3. Division 2 at the moment, there's only 2 divisions in the WRFL. Their last premiership was in Division 2 back in 2007, and they're starting to build. They're trying really hard to build. A couple of, I suppose, players that came out of the juniors here, none of recent times, but back in the 60s, Laurie Sanderlands, who was a former captain of the Footscray Football Club. He played 160 odd games for the Bulldogs, ended up playing at Collingwood. He came from West Footscray, and one of the more iconic figures in the old VFL days was Robbie Bones McGee. He played juniors here at West Footscray, went on to play at the Bulldogs, went to Richmond, played in the back-to-back premiership with the Tigers under Tom Hafey in 1973 and 1974, and then spent the last year of his VFL career at the South Melbourne Football Club. I never played on this ground myself, but my first ever recollection of seeing this ground was as I reckon, an 11 or 12-year-old when I played my first ever basketball game on the outside courts across the road at the old YMCA, which is now called the Rec West Centre. So I took a bit of a stroll across the road to see if that basketball court was still there, and look what I found. Quite unbelievable. Brought back some wonderful memories. So Kevin Shorten Reserve here in West Footscray. Great place to come and have a look. Maybe not a particularly great place to play a serious game of senior football.